Hello everyone, welcome to Chirag SQL Server DBA tutorial. In this video, we'll learn how to create jobs using SQL Server Agent. Then what is a SQL Server Agent? SQL Server Agent is a component of Microsoft SQL Server which schedules jobs and handles other automated tasks. It runs as a Windows services, so it can start automatically when the system boots, or it can be start manually. So if with using the services, you can start the SQL Server Agent, or you can open the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, and there also you can start the agent. So we'll be using two ways in SQL Server. SQL Server using the SQL Server Management Studio graphical user interface, and second is using T-SQL script. So now we are going to touch with the job parameters, step parameters, and job history options. So now first I'm going to start with the SQL Server Management Studio. Let me open the SQL Server Management Studio and just connect to your instance and go to the in last you can see the SQL Server Agent. So SQL Server Agent, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new task, new job using the SQL Server Agent. So just open the expand that, and there is your options to the task. So click on the task, and in Objects Explorer you can see there is a list of tasks. One task is running, so multiple tasks you can add, and the task will be listed here. So right click on the jobs and go to new job. In the job, the first thing you will get, that is a name. So give some name for the job. DB list demo I'm giving this one, and there is your option of the owner. You can change the owner, and owner by selecting the owner, just be sure that owner has a right permission, so that it can execute the job properly. Okay, so if you want to change the job owner, so click here, you will get an option, so you can browse the objects here. So let me extend that. So all have the logins and SA is there, so you can select the owner from that. And category, in my other video I'll go through the category, what are the category. Now I'm going to the uncategorized local, and there is a category is there. It's like a full text, job from MF, and database maintenance. So these are the category tasks. And description, if you want to give some description, then you can write over here. And enable, this should be checked for the running the task. If it won't go on check, then it is a disable check task, so it won't run. So be careful about while creating the job. And these things also depend upon the schedules. There is also enable options there, and steps also enable options is there. So go to the next, there is a steps. We don't have any steps till now, so I'm going to create a new step. There is a option of the new button, so I'm going to create the new job steps. So in general, give the step name, so db list. I'm giving the name for the step db list. It will give the step for the all the databases list, as I'll write the command here. So next is type. So in uh, my other video I'll go through the type, what type I'm running here. So there is a PowerShell option is there, replication snapshot is there, transaction SQL script is there. So I'm using the T-SQL script here, and go to the next, run edge. So run edge, I have a other account, so it will come with the run edge. And database, I'm just selecting the database master. As per your requirement, you can select the database which has permission to read the data. So I can select the database, and that is also depend upon the owner, so owner of the database. And I'm writing this query, databases, select name from sys databases. Let me pass that. So command successfully passed. If I'll write something wrong, then it will give you error. So go to the advanced on success action. So this is the for the demo purpose. In the production, that will be different, because production you have a critical task, critical job you have to create. So here we don't have the next step. If you go to the this option, you have three options are there. Go to the next step, quit the job, reporting success, quit the job, reporting failure. So there is your option. So as per your requirement, you can go through that. And next is retry attempt. So how many times it will reattempt. So you can want to, if you are in production, so you can as per your requirement, you can give that 1 or 2 3 4 like that. And between that interval for the retry, so one job is failure, just assume that. So how many, after how many times, how many minutes it will again start this job on. So for that you can give the time. And next is on failure action, quit the job reporting failure. So if the job reporting failure, so it will be quit. And there is option, go to the next step and quit the job reporting success. If success, then quit, then failure, then quit. So you can change that. On T-SQL output will be there. So T-SQL output, you can give the path for the T-SQL output. So I'm giving the path, I'm giving the name db list output.txt. I'm giving the name for the db list output.txt. So it will give you the output file. And next is append output to existing file. So if you want to append the output of the existing file will be the same, and every time job will be run, so it will append the output. So if you want to do, then you can do it. And next is log to table. Log to table means whatever the output will come, you can enter into the table. So this is not recommended for the production, because it every time job will run, it will insert the data into table, so it will take some resources and size also. So we are just appending, we are doing the output file to txt. Include step output in history. This is also history will come in the error log. You can see the output, whatever the output will come in the error log, we can see. So if you include that one, so it will come to the in history. Run as, if you as user, if you have any user you want to run with the as user, you can call that. Okay, so now I'm going, not changing anything, I'm clicking OK. Next is schedules. Schedules, if you want to jobs, this schedule when it will run, so for a particular time, so you can just schedule a job. So if you daily, night, like that, you can give the name, so it will run. And the schedule type recurring, or automatically when the SQL Server agent start wherever the CPU become ideal, recurring, one time. If you are giving the one time, it will run at one time only. So as per your requirement, you can schedule the time. And this button should be enabled. If this is disabled, so then job won't be scheduled. And next is frequency. In the recurring, when daily, monthly, or weekly, when you want to schedule the job. And in every how many weeks, so there is a days list are there, so you can select that. And daily frequency, when what time it will run, so you can give the time. And occur every 1 hour or 10 minutes, like that. So whenever you want to run the job, you can schedule here. There is too many uh, parameters are there. So there is a duration, start date, this end date. If you have go, just assume that after 15 days you don't want to run this job, so you can schedule that job for them. So like that you can do it. So I'm not doing now, cancel. Alerts. In the alerts, we can add the alert. And alert, I'm giving some name to the alert. this is enable only, then only you will get a error alert. And type of the SQL Server event alert, and there is a two more types of alert is there. So whenever alert will come, so database for the alert, for the which database I am creating, so there is an option is all database, and you can go through the particular database. When the alert will come for that database, it will send you the alert message, right? So there is a error number is there, and there is a type of severity. So you can select as per your requirement. Write when the message content, so the message, also the text content the message, so you can select on that. And next is response. So response notify operator. In the other video I'll show you the how to create the operator. Here also we can create the operator. For the particular operator I am creating the alert. So next is option. So include the alert error text in email, there's a pager, or there's a net send. So you can check one of the all the as per your requirement options are there. Additional message, if you want to add additional error message, or you want to inform something, you have to keep some guide of that error message if alert will come. So you can additional message will you can add that. So next part is notification. Notification action is the perform when the job completes. So there is the option is email, pager, not sent, write to the Windows application event log, so automatically delete the job. So if you click on the email, so if you click on the email, then there is an option when job will succeed, the job will fail, and job will complete, then only will get a error. So you can select as per your requirement. And this one, write to the Windows application log. Whenever you are checking this one, it will write to this will write to the your Windows application log. And next, automatically delete job when the job will succeed, so automatically delete. So this option is not recommended for that, because all the times the job will delete, then quite difficult to manage that. Next is target. So target is local server. You have a multiple server, then you can check there and you can select the servers. Now I am targeting the local server. So just click on general, click on OK. See, DB list demo job is created, right? So now not running. So I want to run the job. Here also job is created. So same thing is the object explorer detail. You can get the list. So if you want to run the job, so right click on that, start job at state. So click on that. So job executed, success. Close that. So what we are given the path. So this is my path. So see data, go that. See data. So this is my DB list output.txt. Right click on that, just open. See my job execution time and name, and I got the list of the table. So list of the databases, sorry. So 35 rows are affected, so all the tables are came. So in this method we can create in first method we did the SQL Server Management Studio graphical user interface, and we created the job. And second is the using T-SQL script. So let me go through that. Let me delete the job. Right click on that, then you can delete. So I have a T-SQL script, so copy that. So this is my T-SQL script. So msdb I'm using, and I'm store procedure, and there is a task name. I'm giving the test enable 1, and we already seen in the GUI mode, and uncategorized local, I'm doing that, and owner name giving as, just uh, right click on that. So owner name, and this is uncategorized, like this we're giving the name, and there is a, I'm giving the server name. So server name mine is Chirag. This is a test, and I'm writing here the step name, all database view, and this is the select step from, I'm giving name from sys databases, and output file. So I'm changing the output file c data slash db T-SQL. I'm giving the name of the T-SQL DB list output.txt. So next, I'm updating this one. So run this query. So the query executed successfully. Let me refresh that. Yeah, test is created. Then output explorer, we can see the text is created. So right click on that, and just I'm going to start the job. Yeah, success. So let me come to the path. So T-SQL output is there. So this is my output, and 35 rows are affected. So we are getting the same output because query wise thing. So in this video, we have learned how to create job using SQL Server Agent, and what is the SQL Server Agent, and we did with the two methods. One is the SQL Server Management Studio, second is the T-SQL script. All the script will be available on our website or our description also. Thank you for watching.